Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. We have a few things to talk about, and it's generally about, how, especially when it comes to one generation, and that's Generation X, okay? There are those that were warned not to poke the bear, okay? And what I mean by that is this administration, this current administration that we are currently under, which is President Trump's administration, his entire administration is generally made up of all of Gen X. Okay. And when it comes to Gen X, you know that we are the last of the surviving. Okay, I mean, we've been there, we've done that. We've got the t-shirt, the tattoo, and everything to go along with it, okay? We don't care anymore, okay? By age 9, okay, we were running the households, okay? So we don't we believe, okay, let me just put it to you this way. While we believe that millennials are also going to be the ones to bring America back, okay, because we can't do this all on our own, all right? And I honestly, I was not one to be in politics. I never really was. Even though my mom and my dad were always in politics, I was never one to, dip my toe in that pool. I didn't care, okay? And I didn't care until I really started to see the corruption, all right? And as a Gen Xer, it shook me to the core as I was rattled by what I was seeing, but what I was hearing. And it really woke me up. Now, a lot of the younger generation, they make fun of us Gen Xers. And remember the saying when we were younger, Gen Xers? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. Remember that? You know, what it's I'm rubber, you're glue. What hits me bounces back and sticks to you. That type of, I can't really remember all of them, but this video that we're going to watch, this guy is absolutely 100% correct. But I will add something to what he has to say. While I am a very nice person, okay, I am. Once what I saw, what I heard, what I experienced woke me up. Politics pretty much became my life. Current events became my life. And I will say that the government will regret ever waking me up. Because you know that I love going down those rabbit holes. And now I'm that person. I'm not ever going to shut up. It's going to take a lot to shut me up, okay? You're going to either it's going to take a lot. That's all I'm going to say.
You were warned. You were told. You were begged not to wake up Gen X. Well, congratulations. We're awake now.
So, do you guys remember Phil Donahue? Okay. He passed at the age of 88. I believe it was last year he passed away. He had a guest on his show. Oh my gosh, I want to say it was in the early 80s. And his guest's name was Milton Friedman. And I don't remember watching this show because I don't even know if my parents even watched Phil Donahue, to be honest with you. Um, but listen to what Milton Friedman had to say.
Did you ever have a moment of doubt about capitalism and whether greed's a good idea to run on?
Well, first of all, tell me, is there some society you know that doesn't run on greed? You think Russia doesn't run on greed? You think China doesn't run on greed? What is greed? Of course, none of us are greedy. It's only the other fellow who's greedy. The world runs on individuals pursuing their separate interests. The great achievements of civilization have not come from government bureaus. Einstein didn't construct his theory under order from a bureaucrat. Henry Ford didn't revolutionize the automobile industry that way. In the only cases in which the masses have escaped from the kind of grinding poverty you're talking about, the only cases in recorded history are where they have had capitalism and largely free trade. If you want to know where the masses are worst off, it's exactly in the kinds of societies that depart from that. So that the record of history is absolutely crystal clear, that there is no alternative way so far discovered of improving the lot of the ordinary people that can hold a candle to the productive activities that are unleashed by a free enterprise system.
But it seems to reward not virtue as much as ability to manipulate the system.
And what does reward virtue? You think a communist commissar rewards virtue? You think a Hitler rewards virtue? You think, excuse me, if you'll pardon me, do you think American presidents reward virtue? Do they choose their appointees on the basis of the virtue of the people appointed or on the basis of their political clout? Is it really true that political self-interest is nobler somehow than economic self-interest? You know, I think you're taking a lot of things for granted. And just tell me where in the world you find these angels who are going to organize society for us. Well, I don't even trust you to do that.
But I will say this, okay? It feels good to be a Gen Xer, you know, because we are the last of the latchkey kids. We are the last of the garden hose drinkers. We're the last of the, oh, you broke your leg, walk it off. You know what I mean? We're the last of the surviving generation. You know, now it's all, you know, find a happy place, you know, and, you know, you need stress-free workplaces, stress-free this and stress-free that. There was no such thing as that when we were growing up. You know what I'm saying?
You dumb motherfuckers. You done fucked around. Now you're about to find out. Just in case you didn't realize it, with the exception of Caroline Levitt and a handful of others, everyone on Trump's team is a Gen Xer. Yeah, that's right, the feral kids from the 80s. We told you, stop poking the fucking bear. You wouldn't stop poking the fucking bear. And now the bear's in charge.
So here's something for you before I go. I found this and I was just like, wow, this sounds really very, very interesting. So Social Security allegedly has been exposed. And I want you to pass this around for as much as you can until everyone has had the opportunity to hear it. The only thing wrong with the government's calculation of availability when it comes to Social Security is that they forgot one thing, and that was to figure in the people who have passed before they ever got to collect a Social Security check. So here's a question for you. Where did that money go? Okay. Remember, not only did you and me and our family members contribute to Social Security, but so did our employers. Okay. It totals about 15% of our income before taxes. Okay. So say you average $30,000 over your working life. Okay, that's close to 220,000 blah 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 $1,000. Okay, so if you, I'm going to say it again, if you averaged about $30,000 over your working life, okay, that's $220,000 and some odd change. So I want you to see where the government paid in one single penny. I mean, we're talking about money that you, me, and our employers put in a government bank to ensure that you and me and everybody that we know, that we would have a retirement check from the money that we put in, not the government, me, you, okay? Our aunts, uncles, parents, our cousins, okay? Now they are calling the money that we put in an entitlement when we reach the age to take it back. And if you calculate the future invested value of, say, $4,500 a year, that's you and your employer's contribution, at a simple 5% interest, less than what the government pays on money that it borrows, okay? After 49 years of working, you have actually paid, now listen to this, $892,919.98. That's a lot of friggin' money. Now, if you only took out 3% per year, you would receive $26,787 every year. And it would last you about 30 years until you're about 95 years old if you retire at the age of 65. And that's with no interest paid on that final amount deposit, okay? Now, if you bought an annuity and it paid 4% per year, you would have a lifetime income of $2,976 a month. Well, the elites in Washington have pulled off a bigger Ponzi scheme than Madoff ever did. Now, I say pish tosh to entitlement, okay? Entitlement my ass, okay? I paid into my Social Security. My husband paid into his Social Security. My son pays into his Social Security. I mean, it goes on and on and on. Okay, you have paid into your Social Security. Just because they borrowed the money for another government spending hoopla or lining their own friggin' pockets doesn't make my benefits some kind of a charity or a handout. Doesn't mean that your benefits become charity or handout either. Remember the benefits for members of Congress? Free health care, outrageous retirement packages, 67 paid holidays, 3 weeks of paid vacation, unlimited paid sick days. Ask yourself this. When you were, or if you're still working or at your last job before you became disabled or you retired or whatever, did you get free health care? Did you receive an outrageous retirement package? Did you have 67 paid holidays? Did you get 3 weeks paid vacation? How about unlimited paid sick days? Did you get any of that? I didn't think so. So now that to me is welfare. And they have the nerve to call my Social Security, your Social Security, retirement payment entitlements. Yeah. They call Social Security and Medicare an entitlement, even though most of us have been paying for it all our working lives. And a lot of us have been working since we're like 15. I know I have. And now, when it's time for us to collect, the government is running out of money. I mean, think about, okay, like seriously, I started my first job on the books. I was 15 years old. But then again, this is, back in the 90s in New Jersey. I was a waitress. Okay? So I've been working literally on the books since I was 15 years old. Now, granted, when I had my son Andrew, I mean, we're going back 27 years now because Andrew's going to be 27 soon. I became a stay-at-home mom. But, I do pay my taxes now because I have Google, YouTube, whatever. But I still pay taxes. So, and I've been doing this for what, 5 years? So, okay, I'm still paying into Social Security and all of this. Why am I'm lining the pockets of these politicians? You're lining the pockets of these politicians. And that's what's being brought about when Elon is doing his digging and finding where all this money is going. Okay? And now Social Security, apparently, is an entitlement. No, that's my money. I paid for that. That's your money. You paid for that. Hand it over. Okay? Hand it over. But apparently, we've been paying for them, for Congress, to have free health care, which we don't get, right? How much do you have? Are you on Medicaid, Medicare, or do you have private insurance? I have private insurance. So how much do you pay for your private insurance? Okay, you don't want to know what I pay. Okay, do you have retirement packages? No, me neither. Do you get paid holidays? No. How about paid vacations? No. How about paid sick days? No. Okay. So, do you see what I mean? Hand it over. I'll be waiting for my check in the mail. Shitheads. Alright, guys. I'm out of here. I will see you in the next one, okay? You stay safe. You stay positive. You keep prepping. And as always, fearless. Ciao.